Hey everyone, and welcome. So, a massive update just landed for Cursor, the AI first code editor, and honestly, it's a really big deal. If you're new to it, Cursor is basically a code editor that was built from the ground up with AI woven into everything. We're talking about version 2.0 today, and this thing is so packed with new features, it feels less like an update and more like you just hired a whole team of AI developers. So, let's jump right in and see what makes Cursor 2.0 so revolutionary. This is the big question I'm seeing everywhere on developer forums, on social media, you name it. And yeah, it's a bit provocative for sure, but it gets right to the heart of what this update is all about. It represents a huge shift in how we interact with our code and with the AI assistants that help us write it. We're going to see if we can find an answer to that as we go through this. So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at what makes this such a huge leap forward. Then we're going to dive into the integrated browser, which is a total game changer. After that, we'll unpack maybe the most powerful new feature called parallel agents, check out some new ways to interact with the AI, and then we'll wrap it all up with what this actually means for you as a developer. Okay, let's get into it. Cursor 2.0, it's not just another small update. It feels more like a total reimagining of the whole developer workflow. It's designed to make that collaboration between you and the AI feel more seamless, more intuitive, and let's be honest, way more powerful than anything we've seen before. So, what's the one thing that's got everyone talking? It has to be this. Putting the browser right inside the editor is a huge deal. I mean, think about it. It attacks one of the biggest headaches for web developers, right? Constantly switching between your editor and your browser just to see your changes. By bringing the browser right into the IDE, Cursor gets rid of all that context switching. But, more importantly, it gives your AI a direct line of sight to your app's front end. And that brings us right to the integrated browser. I absolutely love this subtitle, Giving Your AI Copilot Eyes. It's just the perfect way to describe it. For the very first time, the AI can actually see your web app exactly like a user does, but right there inside your editor. This completely changes the game for front-end development. Let's just walk through how this works, because it creates a whole new workflow that's just so intuitive. So first, you run your app locally, like you always do. Then, you just open it in the new browser tab inside Cursor. And from there, and this is the magic part, you can literally click on any element on the web page. A button, a title, whatever. Then, you just tell the AI what you want to change. You could click a header and just say, hey, change this text to democratize development, and it just does it. And this right here, this is the core shift. We're moving away from having to describe UI changes in these abstract text prompts, trying to point to the right component in the code. Now you can just point and direct. For really complex user interfaces, this is a massive time saver. It makes tweaking the front end feel incredibly fluid, almost like magic. Okay, now for what might be the most powerful and, to be fair, the most confusing new feature at first glance. Let's talk about parallel agents. This is where that whole AI team idea really comes to life. It's like you're the project lead and you give a really tough assignment to a group of developers, and then you get to look at all their different solutions and pick the best one. So what does that actually mean? Well, with parallel agents, you can take a single prompt, just one task, and have 2, 3, maybe even 4 AI agents all work on it at the same time. You're not just getting one answer back. You're getting multiple, totally different approaches to solve your problem. And you can use this power in a couple of really clever ways. On the one hand, you can run different AI models at the same time. Maybe you want to see how GPT-5 tackles a problem versus how Claude's latest model does it. This lets you play to the unique strengths of each model. Or, on the other hand, you can run the same model multiple times. Since these models have a bit of randomness to them, you'll get different, creative takes on the same complex task. But when this feature first came out in early access, the community was a little puzzled. This quote from the forums pretty much sums up that initial reaction. Without a clear use case, developers were kind of wondering, why would I need multiple similar solutions for the same prompt? It just seemed a little redundant at first. But then, the intended use case started to click. This feature isn't for simple little front-end tweaks. Its real power is for tackling those tough, back-end logic problems. So, imagine you need to compress a PDF file. There are tons of ways to do that, right? Some are fast but lose quality, others are slow but perfect. With parallel agents, you can just say implement PDF compression and get back, say, 3 different versions using 3 different methods, and then you can choose the one that's the best fit for your project. And here's the really clever part about how it works under the hood. To manage all this,
Cursor uses a feature of Git called work trees. Basically, each AI agent's attempt is put in its own safe, temporary branch. This means you can easily review all the different code changes, compare them side by side, and then just merge the best one into your main code. It's a super safe and incredibly powerful way to experiment.
So Cursor isn't just giving the AI more horsepower, it's also completely redesigning how we, the developers, talk to that power. This brings us to the new ways we can interact with it. The goal really seems to be shifting us away from constant typing and more towards high-level direction and conversation. And two new modes really show this shift. First, there's the agent layout. Think of it like a focus mode. It hides the file tree and all the other distractions, and it just gives you this clean interface with your app on one side and a chat window on the other. It's perfect for brainstorming. And second, there's voice input. You'll see a new little microphone icon in the chat, and this is a game changer for staying in a flow state. Instead of breaking your concentration to type out some long, complex prompt, you can just speak it. And of course, the community immediately came up with a fantastic nickname for this new voice feature. As one user joked, "Are we calling this yap coding now?" It's pretty funny, but it points to a future where coding could become way more verbal and conversational, kind of like talking with a human pair programmer.
So we've looked at the browser, the parallel agents, the new ways to interact. Let's pull back for a second and look at the bigger picture. What does this whole collection of features really mean for the future of building software?
And believe it or not, there's even more packed into this update. Here's just a quick look. There's a new plan mode where the AI actually tells you its step-by-step strategy before it starts coding, so you can approve it. There's a bug bot that writes automatic pull request summaries, a sandbox terminal for running commands safely. And for the real power users, there are hooks in beta that let you customize how the agent behaves. I mean, the sheer number of new tools here is just staggering. When you put all of this together, a really clear picture starts to emerge. The role of the developer is changing. With tools like these, you're going to spend a lot less time writing boilerplate code line by line, and a lot more time on high-level architecture, on problem solving, and on directing your team of AI agents to actually build your vision. You're becoming less of a coder and more of a technical director. And this brings us right back to our first question, but with a whole new angle. Can anyone code now? Maybe that's not even the right question anymore. Maybe the real question we should be asking is the one on your screen. Is the future of what we do less about the syntax of writing code and more about the art of directing it? All right, that's our look at Cursor 2.0. It's a massive step forward, and it's going to be fascinating to see how these tools keep evolving. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the tools that are shaping our future. Thanks so much for watching.